So I wanted to give you guys an update regarding this. For those of you who have not seen my prior videos, maybe you're a new subscriber within the last 24 to 48 hours, this is my current video camera, a JVC GRD70U. This camera has been with me for the last 8 years, and it's recently, I was going to start using it for YouTube. As well as a digital monocular. However, let's put it this way. You take the lens cap off, you turn the camera on, and it still thinks the lens cap is on. Now, this is an 8-year-old camera, so they didn't have this particular level of camera. I don't know about the super high-end ones, but this particular camera did not have a manual built-in lens cap or an automatic. Well, none of them had an automatic lens cap. I think that seems to be fairly recent. But this one just had one of those screw-on type deals. So you take it off, and in fact, here you can see it with this lanyard here. This is where the lens cap is mounted. You probably see it there in the corner. I don't know why they cut it off in the Photoshop, but whatever. But you just screw the lens cap on, and so it was off. Turn the camera on, and it thinks that the lens cap's on when it's not. Now, I've got a video on this actually demonstrating this, doing sort of a review of the camera itself. Anyway, so I contacted JVC, right? Well, they referred me to these people, Precision Camera. Now, for those of you who are relatively new subscribers, I'll fill you in on a little backstory. If you've ever owned a super zoom camera, you know that they're especially prone to lens lockup because of the amount of zoom that they're able to, magnification that they're able to produce. Well, at the time when I got my Canon PowerShot SX10IS, you can Google that and take a look at images of that camera. It was state-of-the-art. It had a 20 times optical zoom, stereo recording. This was a really nice camera. It was also a lemon. I ended up sending it into Best Buy 3 times for repair. Or I'm sorry, twice. It was going to be a third time. The first time, thankfully, was under warranty. They sent it to these people. I get it back, and it works fine, and then it decides to lock up again. The first time, they have to replace the entire lens assembly. The second time, they have to replace the entire lens assembly because a gear got stuck. I can't remember what the problem was the first time. Or was it the first time the gear got stuck? The second time, the main board was fried. Anyway, Best Buy sent it in to these people, Precision Camera. They are the ones who did the repair, they are the ones who gave it back, and they are the ones who ended up getting it back a second or third time. Now everything is a blur. But anyway, I'm not happy with these people, right? So JVC refers me to them. So I call them up, and they say, oh, well, we're going to have to take a look at the camera, and because of its age, we can't guarantee we'll find a part. All right, that's a given. But at the same time,
it's 2:15.
After what they did to my PowerShot, it just seems to me like they've left a very, very bad taste in my mouth. But I was thinking about this. This camera is very outdated by today's standards. It actually uses one of these. Now again, as I said, I have a review up on the camera and I go over most of this stuff, but I'm primarily trying to benefit those that have not seen that video. So if I'm repeating myself, for those of you who think I am repeating myself, please bear with me. It uses these tapes. Any form of analog media has the chance to be rolled up into the mechanism and cause major damage. The problem is, at this point, you cause major damage to the mechanism, you're screwed. Because of the camera being so old, it'd probably cost more than the camera's worth to repair it. Case in point, that Canon was only about a year or two old, and it was going to cost half the value of the camera just to get it fixed. out of warranty. I know, because I had to pay for it the second time myself. But that's only a year too old. Think about what it would cost to repair something that's 8 years old. So I'm thinking at this point it might be best to do an upgrade. And I definitely like the idea of the digital monocular, and I would like something for YouTube and for, just personal leisure, maybe vacation trips with the family, because we do travel every summer. So I'm thinking about going with one of the flash-based cameras, and in one of my prior videos I said that I was going to go with a Sony, but I did some looking around since then. And one camera that really caught my eye was a brand new one. It's this, the Canon Vixia HFR42. This is $50 cheaper than the Sony. It's got 32 gigabytes of onboard storage, and it's also got Wi-Fi. Those two features alone pretty much won me over. I have yet to see it in person. I'd like to, but we'll see what happens. But why did it win me over? I've got a cable mess sitting right here next to me in a box. And I'm scrounging around trying to find the appropriate cable for the camera, and I completely forgot that the MacBook Air did not have FireWire. Now I'm thinking, yeah, you're probably thinking, well, duh, of course it didn't. FireWire 400, which is what this camera used, that's dead. Well, I'm so used to hooking it up to the FireWire port that it became instinctive for me to look for that cable. Anyway, I find the cable, mini USB to standard USB, hook it up. iMovie doesn't seem to think there's anything there. And this is the newer iMovie within the last 2 to 3 years. So I tried to look for the older iMovie, the iMovie HD, the older style iMovie that came on the older Macintoshes back around Tiger and Panther. Can't be found. Cannot be found. So I would like to get these. I've got some tapes here that are of some family memories that I haven't transferred yet. So I'd like to do that. Probably have to hook it up to my older iMac. But that's why Wi-Fi has really caught my eye with this camera, because Canon's got it set up so that all you have to do is, for those of you who have a Samsung Galaxy device, you may be familiar with Keys Air, where you can wirelessly transfer from your phone any sort of file you like. Same deal here. You log into a web browser, go to this camera on the web browser, and download the files to your computer. Now, it's a bit of a process, but at the same time, it beats having to get tangled up in cables, and especially for me, because all cables kind of look the same to me, I have to take a look at the connector close up to see if it's the right one. You see where I'm going here. This Wi-Fi just has major, major benefits. For those of you who have owned a Canon Vixia, what do you think, and what do you guys think of precision camera? Because right now, I hate them. I hate them. Now, a lot of you are going to think, well, duh, of course it's an 8-year-old camera. You know, you should have expected that, and you're right. And I did expect that. I expected them to say something like that, or I expected them to say, we can repair it, but it's going to cost you. I did not expect them to say, we don't know what's wrong, we're going to have to refer you to precision camera. The instant I read those words, I was livid. Anywho, what do you guys think about the whole situation? Thank you for watching. Comments are welcome, and have a nice day.